the same. I put that on my name. We build way different. I be with the gang on.
And so after the show, oh, that's the cop right there. Oh, we go down. Oh, he's not even in there. Whew, I got PTSD. But anyways, we leave the show. We're like, dang, we're hungry. We don't want fast food. We go to some place downtown Detroit. That shit was crazy. It was a club that served food, but they were not serving us.
And
so
it looked wild.
Yeah, we looked wild. So we left. We were gonna go to another place. There was no parking, so we were like, you know what? McDonald's it is, right? The golden arches never fail us. No. So we type it in. Dylan's like, hey, it's 5 minutes down the road. Cool. We start driving, whatever. We go through this thing. Next thing you know, we pull up to a toll. Yeah. Or so we thought, right?
Like a bridge toll.
Yeah, it looked like a bridge toll. Like, okay, cool. Scan my card.
No signs for anything.
No signs for anything.
Other than toll.
Scan my card. Denied. Okay. Scan another card. Denied. Some guy walks up. What did he say?
He said he said this. He said, "Where are you guys going?"
Where are you guys going? I said, oh, we're
trying to go to McDonald's.
We're trying to go to McDonald's. He goes,
"You're not going to Canada?"
You're not going to Canada? I said, dude, we're trying to go to McDonald's. He looks me dead in the face. He goes, seriously? I go, yes, bro, we're starving. We just did a show. Like, we just want to eat food. He's like, okay, this is crazy. We're going to have you back up before you wake the feds up and draw any attention. So just reverse. I will quietly open the gate and you just go back. There's a food market down the street.
Yeah, he gave us a recommendation.
Yeah, like he was super nice about it, but it was like
super Canadian.
Two things. I didn't know that Canada was right across the river from Detroit, and then this morning we're driving and you see the Canadian flag and you're like, it all makes sense now. Right, so yeah, we almost got them Canadian McDoubles, which the bacon probably slaps.
Yeah, it's probably bang. But there's no re-entry in the United States.
No re-entry to the United States, so we definitely would have had to do a impromptu Canadian tour. And they would have checked all the merch, and I would have had to pay mad.
We would have had to call President Biden to get us back in.
We would have had to call somebody. We would honestly, we would have had to call like Jay-Z or someone.
Futuristic would have been the first call, and he would have been like, "Come on, man, I can't do nothing."
Y'all really
went to Canada.
Y'all are fat. Y'all really went over there to get some burgers, and now you can't get back. Shame on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it would have been something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then, you know, we're on the drive today, and I spoke about it on my Instagram story, but a cop gets behind me, and Dilly was in the back. He was, you know, taking a little nappy nap before tonight, and I was trying to wake him up because it was so thrilling, but this cop was on the side of the road, sees me drive by, sees the Cali plates. I'm doing the speed limit, nothing crazy, but he pulls out and he speeds up, and I'm like, oh, he's trying to get your boy. And so then I go into the right lane. He just merged. You know how he just merged, like, didn't even use his blinker.
Merged.
I'm like, oh, okay.
A few cars back.
Game on.
Just like a couple cars
Game
back.
on, buddy. Right. I went to driving school.
Watch me.
10 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay?
Cruise control on.
Cruise control. I am
1 mile an hour over the speed limit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Going. You know, behind the 18-wheeler, he's doing 60 miles an hour, speed limit 65. I don't want to seem suspicious, so I passed the 18-wheeler. Cop passed the 18-wheeler. Goes back in my lane. This happened 3 different times. 3 different times. I passed the truck, went back into the lane. Cop did the same thing, just right behind me the whole time. I'm like, oh yeah, this, like, we're going on 20 minutes. Finally, we reach like probably the end of where his thing is.
Yeah, it's true.
Either that or he just got fed up because he knows I'm that dude.
Probably,
and he's like, I'm not getting this guy today. Yeah. So he speeds past me all mad, pulls you, and I made a point. When he sped past me, I was mid-sip on my coffee. Like, I am not
How you doing, officer?
Officer, I love dark roast coffee.
Yeah, a little cat and mouse.
Yeah, hey, it was pleasure doing business with you today.
Yeah.
Get somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, if you started writing my license plate down on the ticket slip, you might want to throw that in the trash. Yeah. So all exciting stuff in the past 24 hours. And let me just say, Detroit, it was probably the smallest, you know, show of the tour, but mad energy.
Yeah.
You know, they brought mad energy. It was dope. I always...
Do you know what the ticket sales were?
I don't know, but I think it was like somewhere around like there was like probably like 180, 200 people.
Yeah, and the reason I asked is because you can see how many heads are in there when you're on stage, and like it didn't look like a lot.
Nah.
But the energy and like the hype, everybody was there to have fun, like really party and get down.
I always
and
say
it didn't matter how many people.
Yeah, I always say like I'd rather like a smaller venue and less people that are gonna turn up than a big venue and mad people that are just kind of like, we're here for the headliner.
Because as an artist on stage, if you got 1,000 people in front of you,
right,
and like a few of them are having fun, but the rest are kind of just like talking, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks as the photographer on stage.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because you're there to capture expressions and moments, and if they're not in it, then it's like
work.
You've seen a bunch of pictures of me performing.
Sure.
That's
which we can do in sound check.
Right. We can. We can get those, but like we really want to, showcase like, the overall moment. Yeah, the moment of the night. And I thought it was really dope because I'll be back there with a niece in 2 months, and a lot of the people that were there are were like, yo, I'm gonna come back to see you, same venue and stuff like that. So I definitely thought it was dope to talk to some people and just hear what they felt about the music and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so,
you're not gonna be in the same room though, correct?
No, we'll be upstairs, which is like the bigger room. So I'm excited, and I talked to Anis last night, and he actually said like, we're doing really well for Detroit. So I'm pumped about that, and I think it'll be dope to see some of the same faces at that show. And that's what it's all about, bro. It's all about growth and just seizing the moment. And I think that's the one thing I appreciate a lot on this tour is like the genuine what's the word I'm looking for, they're just like, yo, we're so appreciative of the fact, genuine appreciation that, I'm so easygoing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, your sound check's running over? Cool, do it. Like,
not a problem.
That's fine. I don't care. Like, I don't really even need that long. My setup is quick. So, I'd rather you guys get your stuff set up, and as long as I can get on there and get my sound check done, like, we're good. I'm never going to be the guy that's like, no, I need to be here. And even the merch dude, like, it was dope talking to him, and I could tell at first he was like, wow, like this dude is just, he's like having these conversations with me, like making sure, she always want to pop up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we get it. You're here. We know you're on.
Well, yeah, but if you don't have it on, you miss turns. But Mikey, you know what I call you? Mikey miss turns.
Mikey miss turns. I like that. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we get it. You're here. Everybody knows you're here. But you just feel that you need to pop up in every podcast and let us know, hey,
I'm here.
Hey, I'm here. But what the heck was I saying? Oh yeah, so like it just for me
easy going.
Yeah, it's like super dope that nobody's like stepping on toes. We're all making sure the show's right. Talking to the merch guy, like he was so like, yo, you could have as much of this table as you want. I don't care.
And if you don't have that easygoing, like effortless nature about you, then people might not be as inclined to kind of give you more of the leeway, So
I said we're all human beings, bro. We're all on this. We want this night to run smooth, in every way, shape, or form, right? Like obviously, like I sell my merch. I also DJ myself. I'm the performer, so like I have a lot of responsibilities on my plate, and then. So if like I'm struggling in one section, that could roll over emotionally into the other, and like, for me to be able to step on stage at my clearest is super important to me, and even you help out a lot where it's like, yo, Dill, can you go grab this for me? Can you make sure this is good? Like we're just
get
at
the
that
receivers after the show.
Yeah, like we're just
grab the mic before if it's on stage,
bro.
Stuff like that.
It's those little things that help me not be stressed out, so that when I step on stage, I can give these guys my energy. That's a yellow light, and we're going through it.
Going through.
No, we're going through it.
It's not a red light.
Nah, that wasn't red. That was it was Auburn.
It was in between.
Yeah, like for the first like 3 to 4 seconds.
It's like a burnt
from
orange.
where it goes. Yeah, it's like it.
I didn't know they had a fourth light.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Okay.
It's a Midwest mid east.
Okay.
Is it mid east?
Mid east? No, this is the Midwest. Ohio's Midwest.
Ohio's Midwest.
I mean,
okay.
The people can tell us, but I'm pretty sure I'd call Ohio Midwest.
Got you. So it's
that one's green. That's bright green.
But you know what? See, like that, it's you can tell that it's gonna change soon, right? So like it was, it's gradual. You just don't realize.
So
it.
what's the color in between the green and the yellow?
It's like
It's kinda like a teal. No, that wouldn't work.
I don't know what it is, but it's just you can just tell. You see the difference.
All right. Well, a little Manelli logic.
Yeah, there we go.
For the
There we go.
podcast.
Makes you sleep better at night.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Makes you sleep better.
Yeah.
But no, I'm hyped. Tonight is gonna be crazy, right? This is Spencer's hometown. They said there's gonna be close to 800 people there, maybe more, depending on like walk-ins and stuff like that. And number one, it's a crazy difference, right? To go from like 180, 200 people one night to 800 the next night.
Yeah.
With only a 3-hour gap. I think that's cool. I always think it's cool to perform in artists' hometowns. Like when I did Anissa's hometown.
Yeah, it was
like
cool.
that was super dope. And this is the third of 3 shows back to back to back.
Yeah.
Right? So like, it's crazy. We spent a week prepping.
Yeah,
and
which
then,
was busy.
And then you just thrust into the shows, and it's like you almost don't even you don't have time to think like, oh shit, there's another show today. It becomes routine quick.
This morning I was getting in the shower while you were sleeping. It was probably 9:30, and I was wide awake, so I was with it. It's not like I woke up and didn't know what day it was.
Yeah.
But I was like getting in the shower, and I was like, I really don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
Like I've totally lost track of what day it is. It only took me a few seconds of thinking about it to realize like, okay, Sunday, oh, it's Wednesday.
Yep.
Right? But like upon first thought, usually in life, like I always know what day it is.
Yeah.
I know like pretty much what the date is, everything, right? It's like, it's already what, what is it? The 12th. It's the 12th of April.
Couldn't tell you.
And I feel like I didn't exit March yet.
Yeah.
Because, prepping at home before getting out to Arizona, and just kind of like you lose track of time when you're this busy and you're kind of waking up in a new city every other day.
Next thing you know, bro, it's gonna be May.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna get home
flying home the 28th.
Yeah, we're going home right at the end of April, and it's like this is these next couple weeks are gonna fly by, right? We're 2 shows in, we have 10 left, and it's gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And but I'm really excited to do New York and Boston and Denver. Like I'm really excited for the back half.
Yeah.
Just mainly because like I enjoy that drive. Which sounds weird, but it's like I really enjoy it. Which this drive I've actually never done before, so I should be more excited for this because I've never really seen all these states from a driving perspective.
Yeah.
But
we'll be taking a little bit different of a route going that direction.
Yeah.
So we'll see some different stuff. Going through Colorado, I don't think I've ever driven through Colorado. I've flown over Colorado and had layovers plenty of times, but
it's way different when you're in there.
Seeing things from ground level is a little bit different than flying over and being able to see on an ultra clear day.
I feel like you would love Denver. Like you're gonna love Denver.
Yeah.
I know you, like your vibe is that vibe, and like out there it's super dope, bro.
Yeah.
Like mad thrift stores.
Yeah.
Mad good vibes. The people are good vibes.
Yeah,
like they bring great energy. So Denver's definitely gonna be a dope show, and Colorado is just always like super supportive. So that's one to for sure look out. I'll tell you what, Atlanta, they bring a crazy energy.
Yeah,
like I'm very interested to step into Atlanta and see what that has.
Yeah.
This is crazy, and I gotta get it, but I don't know if I'll get it. I gotta get it. He got it. He got it. So if y'all don't know, you just got a live inside look as to how we do these videos, and we do them in real time because we want to paint the picture for y'all of where we're at, right? Like we're traveling the whole country, and you see different things. And so at the beginning of every podcast, you're really seeing like where we are in the moment and when we're talking about these things. And I think it's dope for y'all to understand, like, we're giving you a quick glimpse of you seeing what we're seeing in real time.
Right. The most important bits, kind of like the bits of where we are that are very descriptive of kind of the state of the drive.
Yep.
And we've seen a lot of different kind of like spaces and and even like climates, like
Right.
you know what I mean. We like even upon like the first days leaving Arizona, you know, obviously desert, and then very quickly turned to like
Forest.
pines and like exactly, and mountains, and then we even saw some snow.
Yeah.
And
That was
then like
crazy.
quickly it turned back into some desert, and then
Right.
from desert turned to like farmland and plains and like very open space and
Yep.
wind turbines and you know, and then city, obviously, like Detroit's a totally different place.
Right.
So yeah, it's been interesting to be able to kind of see things, and you don't register. I think once you've driven for long enough, you don't register how much like ground you're actually covering,
Yeah.
how many miles you've driven, because it's just you're thinking just about hours, and then eventually you don't even think about hours. You just think about you know that you're getting in the car at 9 a.m. and then you're getting out of the car at a general time.
Yeah.
And you're not conscious of time passing, because this became the office and became kind of like a
This
living
is our
space
life
for
right
the
now.
most part. Yeah, we sleep in a hotel room, but this is the living space.
Like, I know we've driven over 3,000 miles so far.
Wild.
You know,
Wow.
and we're not even halfway through the
Yeah.
tour. Like, we're to think that we're gonna be in four or 5 days. We're gonna be in Boston, right? And then a week and a half later, we're gonna be parking this in Los Angeles, California.
Right. Pretty much backwards.
And we started in Arizona.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, and again, I feel like this is something that people like want to like. I feel like every person kind of thinks about like, yo, I one day I want to drive across country, right? And like they want to see things, and I think, you know, obviously we're not able to do the sightseeing and the things that everybody would want to do driving across country, but you do get like a short glimpse of things, you know, where you're like, oh, this looks totally different, or these people act different. Like even like I said this morning when I got, you know, we went to the gas station, and you know, energy was kind of low this morning, whatever, and I'm in the gas station, and dude walks in, he's like, you know, well, good morning, young fella. You know, like, and his energy was just so, and he's like, you know, I'm from Mississippi, like, why is everybody so mad? Why is everybody so mad around here? Why why are you mad for? You living today? You got another day to win. And
it changed your whole energy,
dude. Like literally, like
really, when you came back.
when
into the car,
I was on a high. I'm like,
totally
yo,
different
this dude
person.
got me so hype.
Yeah.
Like I'm about to crush tonight because he's so right, bro. Like every day is a new day to win.
Yeah.
Like why wake up and start as if you already caught an L? Like nah, because if you think like that, then you're bringing that energy into you know, your life. Like,
I mean, that's called anxiety. I call it future tripping, right? It's like you think so much forward that you're like, you lack the presence to realize that you are where you are, and then like in the opposite direction, like some people dwell in the past, and that can become like a very depressive state to be constantly in either kind of a reminiscent or even a nostalgic state, or just like a regretful state of what has happened, right?
I don't know what the fuck was in the bottom of that coffee, but holy moly.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing?
It was, dude, you know when like you ever take a sip of something, right, and there's like a lump in there, and you're like, you just know in your mind, you're like, there's not supposed to be something in here like that.
Yo, that gets I get the gag reflex, honestly.
Oh my
like
god.
Coffee grounds at the bottom of the coffee you don't expect.
Hell?
Like on the back of my tongue, I'm like,
Yo,
I
I nothing in my power, or nothing in me wanted to spit it out, because I was like, yo, I can't do this on camera. But when you feel a clump, like I don't, and honestly, the only thing I can think of is like the sweetener like clumped up or something, like when I put it in. But nonetheless,
can't do it.
That shit was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you had to see that.
And everybody watching knows exactly what's going on.
They've done it before.
Everyone
has done that before. Like, even if you take a sip and say like you didn't think there was supposed to be a piece of fruit in there, your natural instinct is just spit it out. Why is there something hard or lumpy in my liquid?
Yeah, smooth liquid.
You know what I mean? Like, because in your head you're not like, oh, this is soup. No, this is a drink.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's the exact same thing of like going to pick up a glass of water and there's milk in it. Or like, or something else. It's like it throws you off.
Your mind trains you to think like, okay, I know what water's gonna taste like. I know the texture. I know everything about it. And then you take the sip and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Your expectation is water, and you even get like Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
It's like it throws you off.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. And exactly what you were saying about like anxiety and just like thinking either too far ahead or too far behind. Like, bro, it's a real thing. And I think that dude was it was a perfect example to bring me back to a moment where I was like, yo, man, like, life is short. We only have so much of it. And every day we should wake up with the intention of forwarding in a positive manner. And like, that dude doesn't even realize how many people's lives he probably alters just by the energy he brings when he walks into a room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, he's probably been through a lot. Usually people like that who are able to be present and be like very thankful and feel like blessed for the day that they're about to live, no matter what happens, good or bad. They've been through things that are tumultuous. Yeah. And maybe life hasn't been hard, and maybe they wouldn't describe life as hard. They describe life as just being life. And that's why they have the perspective of like, you woke up this morning.
Right.
You know, and it's like, if you've been through hard shit and you keep waking up and you keep kind of attacking life in a healthy manner, you know, it's not to say that every day you have to be a champion.
Right.
It's to say that every day there's going to be things that come at you. And if you like, I've been reading a little bit about like the law of detachment, right? Being able to detach from your expectation of yourself or even your desires, right? And realize that like it's not a destination, and that like if you detach, you end up having so many more opportunities that come your way. But I think the only way that you detach is to accept and like be happy that you're just alive.
Yeah, and
you know,
and just about making sure when you approach a situation or a mindset or a moment, you're approaching it for what it is.
Yeah.
Right? So like, I've seen you do it where you're like, yo, chill. There's only so much you can do, right? And even in my situation, there's a lot of times where like something will happen and on the fly, and in my head, I have to quickly process like, is there anything I can do to change this right now? And if there isn't, then I just need to go with it, and I need to think about the solution and what's the best way to solve this problem, right? Because me dwelling on what just happened, keep right toward I-270
okay.
Got you.
And state route 315.
Got you. Thank you. Appreciate you. If I cannot change that or take it back, then I have to go with the flow. And I think a lot of times, like even like when we walk, something as simple as like when we walk into a hotel, bro.
Yeah.
And like we see it, and like when we saw that Days Inn, we were like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, yo, I could sit here and be pissed about what I just paid for and like feel like I wasted my money. Or I could just chalk it up to like, yo, you know what? This is another notch in the journey, and like we're gonna laugh about this later on down the road.
Yeah.
And
the second lane from right to keep right.
I got you. Thanks so much. I appreciate you.
315.
Okay, cool.
Second lane from the right.
I'm excited about it.
You were in the third lane from the right.
I'm in the third lane, but I'm about to watch, and it's gonna do the little beep beep.
Oh, how did you
use the second lane from right
Come on,
to keep
come
right
on,
toward
man.
Come on,
I-270
man.
East and state route 315.
So yeah, I do think everything is about, and again, it's also
Right. Then keep
it's
left
also
north
where
to
people,
I-270 East.
come from, right? Like, true
Use the left lane
dude was
to keep
from
left.
Mississippi,
Right.
right? So like,
Use the left lane to keep left.
hey, okay, now you're getting annoying, and you're upsetting me.
And this is a complicated little area.
Right,
so.
it is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, where he's from, like, that's how people in the South are. He's like, yo, how come?
Yeah.
He's like, I try to talk to people and nobody says nothing. Like, they all mad. Keep the head down and keep walking.
Yeah.
It's like,
Why?
and honestly, I feel him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because I've run into a lot of situations where I talk to people or just random strangers, and like, they'll either express like they're having a bad day or something.
You'd be surprised with the things that people tell you if you're kind to them.
Oh
or
my gosh.
Even just like be cordial with somebody.
Yeah.
How many times I've been at rest stops where I hold the door for somebody coming in, and maybe they got like a Korean War vet hat on,
Yeah.
right? And I don't say anything about it, but I notice it. And how you doing today, sir? And before I know it, I'm standing there for 15 minutes, and he's telling me about his life, and I walk away with gems that I can apply to my own life, and I don't even know this person. And guess what? It made their day, and it made my day. And it's just it should happen more. And I feel like the state that we're from, Connecticut, is like it's very closed off. Nobody really wants to talk.
Yeah.
You know, it's between Boston and New York City. It's kind of like that. So,
Right. To me, it has a lot to do with. Wow, we got a good one right there, Nelly.
Yeah.
In 11 miles,
You know-
take exit 35A to merge onto US 62 west toward airport.
Got you. That was important information. We needed that. You know, to me, it's just like really about every person has gone through something, a different experience, a different perspective in life,
Yeah.
and like, you know, it's kind of like, remember when you were a kid and they would give you like a paragraph and they would say highlight the important stuff and you know, decipher what you think is necessary to
Sure.
retain. Like that's kind of like how I process my whole life,
Yeah.
right? Where it's like, okay,
Yeah, what's important and what's not. What's
like,
baggage and what's actually valuable.
like this
information.
person just told me mad shit, right? And like maybe I don't rock with all of it.
Right.
But you know, if he says one or two things that I think, you know, are important or I can pull from and use in my own you know, in my own everyday life,
Yeah.
like then I benefited from that conversation.
Yeah.
Or honestly, sometimes people say a bunch of shit and I'm like, yo, I never want to think like that person.
Right.
I never want to be that guy,
Yeah.
you know? So I do think like his perspective was like spot on this morning, where it was like, yo, you really bring a great energy in and you probably change a lot. And some people will never receive that, and that's on them.
Yeah.
And, you know, they got to live with that
Yeah.
because they're blocking blessings. Because that guy definitely gave me, you know, a boost of energy and an inside look into how I'm gonna crush tonight,
Right.
and that's how I feel.
Right. Yeah, that's good energy.
And
you never know what somebody's going through throughout their day. That guy could come across as somebody who's having a real bad day.
Yeah.
That's been you know, months and months, if not years, leading up to that
Right.
very bad day. And he doesn't know that he might change anything. It's in his character. But,
Right.
But you know, you weren't having a bad day. But
Nah.
you know, you got to drive ahead of you. You got to show
Yeah.
tonight. Maybe there's a little bit of nervous energy. I don't know.
Right.
And or just a little bit of just grogginess, let's
Right.
call it, right?
Yeah.
Like gummed up a little bit.
Yeah.
And he knocked the rust off.
facts.
So,
No, it's
It's
super important. So the moral of the story is, you know what I mean, bring that energy wherever you go. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to talk to
yeah,
people.
be yourself.
Be yourself.
It's not easy, but try.
Live in the moment. Don't stress too much about the past or the future, because honestly, you can't control either. And you
Feet
know,
on the ground.
yeah, feet on the ground, and just, you know, look at life in the most positive way, because every day is another day to and an opportunity to win.
Absolutely.
So with that said, we're about to crush Columbus, Ohio tonight. Sorry about the ADHD. I definitely had a couple moments in this one.
Couple coffees.
We all do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking forward to a nice long travel day tomorrow. So we're probably going to give you some nice gems for tomorrow. But until then, we're going to go check into this hotel. We're going to pull up to the venue. We're going to do our thing. And we appreciate y'all listening, because golly, time is short. And to spend any amount of time with us listening to what we got to talk about, we appreciate it a lot. My name is Michael Manelli. I hope you know this by now. Otherwise, why are you even listening? This is Dylan Jaguar, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And we will see y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.